Welcome to the English Journey podcast. If you're someone who says, I understand English, but I just can't speak it, then you're not alone. And let me tell you, this episode is just for you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. And if you find this helpful, give it a like and share it with a friend who's learning English too. In this episode, we're talking about a common problem many learners face. You understand movies, you listen to podcasts, you get 90% of what people say. But when it's your turn to speak, you freeze. The words disappear. It's like your brain goes blank. Why does this happen? What's the real reason? And more importantly, how do you fix it? Stay with me until the end, because we're going step by step, in a simple, practical way, to help you start speaking English with confidence. Speech balloon. Hello everyone, my name is James, and today I want to talk about a situation that many of us have experienced when learning a new language. It's something simple to say, but very complex to live through. It's this sentence: I understand, but I can't speak. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone is speaking to you in English, or maybe another language you're learning, and you understand almost everything they're saying, but when it's your turn to respond, you freeze? Your mind goes blank. The words are in your head, but they just won't come out. You feel stuck. Well, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. And here's the strange part. Sometimes you can watch a full YouTube video in English, and you understand 90%, even 100% of it. You follow the story, the jokes, the explanations. Everything makes sense. You're proud of yourself, and you should be. But then you try to say something yourself, and it's like you're stuck in silence. You know the words, but they don't come out the way you imagined. You can't speak like the person in the video. Not with the same speed, not with the same flow. Why does that happen? It's because understanding and speaking are two different skills. Listening is passive, you take information in. But speaking is active, you have to create the language and deliver it in real time. That's hard. And that's normal. So if you feel that gap between understanding and speaking, don't panic. It just means you've completed step 1. Now it's time to focus on step 2, producing the language, practicing aloud, building confidence, and letting your voice catch up with your mind. Sometimes, even if you watch a lot, whether it's videos, lessons, or podcasts, it's still not enough. Think about it like this. If you want to learn how to swim, just watching videos of people swimming won't help you stay afloat in the water. You have to actually get in the pool and practice. The same goes for speaking a language. Practice is speaking. Reading, listening, those are great, but they're not the same as using your voice. If you want to speak, you have to speak. 1. Understanding is easier than speaking. Let's be honest. It's much easier to understand a language than to speak it. When you listen, you have time. You can guess the meaning. You don't have to produce anything, just receive the message. But speaking? Speaking is different. Speaking requires confidence, speed, and the ability to think and talk at the same time. You're not just repeating what you heard, you're creating something new on the spot. Understanding a language is like watching someone cook. You see the ingredients, the techniques, the final result. But speaking is like cooking the dish yourself. You need to get your hands dirty, mix the ingredients, follow the steps, and hope it turns out right. And yes, sometimes you'll mess up or burn the dish. That's okay. That's how you learn. 2. The silent stage, a normal part of learning. There's something called the silent period in language learning. It's a stage where learners can understand a lot, but they don't speak much, or at all. This isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's a natural part of the process. Think about babies. Babies listen to language for months before they say a single word. They absorb the sounds, the patterns, the meanings, and one day they begin to speak. Not perfectly, but bravely. 3. Fear, the biggest barrier. In my opinion, the biggest reason we say I can't speak is fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding silly. Fear of being judged. We worry that our grammar is wrong, that our accent is strange, that we'll say something embarrassing. So what do? We stay quiet. But here's the truth. Mistakes are not the enemy. Silence is. When you make a mistake, you learn. But when you stay silent, nothing changes. Every fluent speaker of any language, including native speakers, makes mistakes. That's part of communication. So if fear is holding you back, remember this. Your message is more important than your mistakes. 4. Speaking is a skill, not a talent. Speaking is not something you're born with. It's a skill, and like any skill, it needs practice. You wouldn't expect to play the guitar well the first time you hold one, right? You wouldn't expect to cook a perfect meal on your first try. So why do we expect to speak a new language perfectly from the beginning? The secret to speaking is simple. You have to speak, even when you don't feel ready. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Read out loud from books or articles. Record yourself speaking. Find a language partner. Use every chance to say something, even one word. Little by little, your confidence will grow. Your sentences will become longer. Your grammar will improve. But it all starts with opening your mouth. 5. How to move from understanding to speaking. So, how can we move from I understand, but I can't speak, to I understand and I can speak? Here are 5 practical tips. 1. Shadowing. Speak with the speaker. What is shadowing? Shadowing means listening to someone speak and repeating what they say immediately like an echo. You don't wait. You try to speak at the same time, or just 1 second after. How to do it? Go to YouTube. Search for English Conversations for Beginners or BBC Learning English Shadowing. Play a short dialogue, maybe just 1 minute. Listen once. Then play it again and repeat out loud at the same time as the speaker. Don't pause. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Just copy their speed, rhythm, and pronunciation. Do this 5 minutes a day. It will train your mouth, ears, and brain to work together like a. 2. Don't translate. Think in English. Translating in your head slows you down. When you hear a question, you try to translate it to your language, think of the answer, then translate it back to English. That's too much work. It makes speaking slow and stressful. So what can you do? Start with simple words and phrases you already know, and describe things around you in English. Example task. Look at something in your room. A chair, a book, a cup. Say in English, "This is my red cup. I use it for coffee. I got it from my friend." Don't think in Arabic or your first language. Just use simple English sentences directly. Over time, this helps your brain build direct connections in English, so speaking becomes faster and easier. 3. Use what you know. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Many learners wait until they know more grammar or more vocabulary before they start speaking. But you don't need advanced words to communicate. For example, instead of saying, "My hometown is known for its traditional architecture and vibrant cultural scene," you can simply say, "My city has old buildings. Many people come to see them." Your task: choose one topic, your family, your city, your favorite food. Talk about it for 1 minute using only words you already know. Record yourself if you can. You don't need complex words. You need clear ideas. 5. Use YouTube IELTS questions. Train like an exam. Here's a great new idea you can try, and it's very practical. Go on YouTube and search for IELTS Speaking Part 1 questions. IELTS examiner asking questions. Now here's what to do step by step. 1. Play the video and listen carefully. 2. When the examiner asks a question, for example, "Do you enjoy your job?" Pause the video immediately. 3. Give yourself 1 minute to answer that question out loud, just like in the real IELTS test. Don't write your answer. Don't translate in your head. Just speak, even if you make mistakes. 5. Repeat with the next question. This method helps you. Think quickly under pressure. Practice fluency and timing. Get used to common IELTS topics. Build confidence in real situations. Tip: don't worry about grammar too much. Focus on answering clearly and naturally. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. 5. Speak daily, create a habit. You don't need to speak for hours. Even 5 to 10 minutes of speaking practice every day is powerful. If you do it consistently, what can you do? Talk to yourself. I woke up at 7. I had tea. I'm going to work. Use voice apps like HelloTalk or WhatsApp voice notes with a friend. Record yourself and listen. You'll hear your progress. Speaking daily builds muscle memory. Your mouth gets used to forming English words and sentences. So let's go back to that sentence. I understand, but I can't speak. It's a real struggle, and so many learners feel the same way. But now you've got tools. You've got techniques. You've got a clear plan. You know that listening isn't enough. You know that speaking needs practice. You've learned how to shadow, how to use YouTube to simulate real situations, and how to train like you're in the exam room. Remember, fluency doesn't come from watching. It comes from doing, from trying, from making mistakes, from speaking even when it's not perfect. So don't wait. Don't stay silent. Start speaking today, even if it's just to yourself, because every word you say brings you one step closer to confidence. Thanks for listening to the English Journey podcast. If this episode helped you, share it with a friend, and let's grow together. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep speaking.